Hey, what's up guys, it's Andrew Malik here, and I am back with the second discussion video. As you can tell from the title, the topic on this one is quite important to artists, and frankly it should be, because we're going to be talking about finding your own original art style. Now this is something that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but it's not to the point where it's impossible. Anyone can do it. You just have to follow a few simple procedures, or be patient with it. I might say that instead. So yeah, let's dive into this conversation. And in case you were wondering, the footage in the background is me drawing a character from My Hero Academia, Katsuki Bakugo, in my own style, to practice. That's another good way to practice, is to try to draw characters from other series in your own style. You can see a lot of professional creators doing this, like I know a lot of professional creators like to try to draw Toriyama characters or Kishimoto characters in their style, and I feel like that's kind of a good way to take a portion of someone's original work and exercise it to put your own original flair on it. But with that little tip being said, let's get into the actual conversation. Okay, the first thing you need to do to be able to find your own style is obviously you need to know the fundamentals of drawing. You have to know anatomy. You have to know proportions, obviously, or else your style will be wrong in a way. I don't like to say that your style is wrong, but if you don't know the proper anatomy of humans, real people, then how are you going to draw a stylized version of them? So you need to know basic anatomy. That's really important. That's an important thing to know when you're creating your own style. And when you first start off drawing, don't assume that you're going to be able to come up with your own style just like that. It doesn't work like that. It takes a lot of patience and practice. You have to really know what you're going for. And my next tip is make sure your style is appealing to the demographic that you're going for. This is why you don't see many shoujo style comics in Shonen Jump. It just doesn't fit Shonen Jump. They're aimed for younger male audiences. And it's very important that you take this tip into consideration in creating your comic, because if you're trying to appeal to a certain demographic and your art doesn't fit that demographic's mold, I guess, then some people aren't gonna be appealed to a first look at your comic. So take that fact into consideration when you're creating your comic. Make sure that it's something that your demographic can appeal to. Also, I want to clear up a misconception that's been going around for quite a while, that taking inspiration from an artist isn't being original with it. You can take inspiration from an artist. You can take inspiration not to like a copying extent, because that's a bit excessive, copying an artist's style. I'm not going to go into that conversation again. I already have a video on that. I'll probably leave it in the link in the description. But anyway, taking inspiration is, if you like an artist's style, say you like Arakawa style, the creator of Fullmetal Alchemist. You like Arakawa's style and you like the way she draws her characters. It's okay to draw inspiration from her, but don't draw it exactly like she does. You have to add your own original flair to the style. It's like, well, some styles, they just really can't go by. You can't slide past some styles without people saying that you copied it. Like Toriyama style. It's almost impossible to make a manga with being inspired by Toriyama without some people saying that you're a Toriyama copy. And yeah, that's just a little tip. Don't completely take the person's style, but just take inspiration from it. If you like the way like an artist draws some of the facial features, like I like the way Takashi Obata draws facial features, the creator of Bakuman, Death Note, and All You Need Is Kill. His art is it's just top notch. And so I like the way he does it, but I take inspiration from him, but as you can see, my art doesn't really look that much like his from this drawing of Bakuga. And yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on that whole topic. You can take inspiration. There's absolutely nothing wrong with inspiration. Just don't copy. Into the next tip, I guess. Actually, before I get into the next tip, there's another manga artist, YouTuber, most of you probably know White Manga. His art is inspired by Bleach, Tite Kubo's art, and over the years he's been doing videos, his art's becoming more and more distinctive from Bleach, so that's another thing to take into consideration. Even some pretty popular comic artists take inspiration from other people. But yeah, now we're getting into the next tip. And the next tip is, don't rush it. Just take your time when you're trying to find your own art style. It's not going to come at the drop of a hat. It's really going to take some practice and perseverance. You can't just decide one day, I don't like my style, I want to change it. It's not going to work like that. You're going to be frustrated. It's going to get very frustrating if you're going to try to change your style just like that. And what I advise you to do is take a look at other artworks, right? And just see what they do differently. And that, to me, that kind of inspires me to try different things with my artwork. If I like the way someone draws hair, like they draw distinctive lines with the bangs, and me, I just draw kind of a hair outline, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's nice, I should try that. And then slowly but surely, your style is going to change over time. So don't rush into it. Like, as a matter of fact, my style always changes, like, almost constantly. So yeah, that's just a little tip on being patient with style. And also, don't think you're the only person facing style changes, because I'll tell you up front, almost all manga creators face art style changes during some point in their drawing career. Look at just about any long-running series. I'm mainly talking about the shonen series, but any long-running series in general. From the first volume to the current volume, if it's been going on for a span of like a decade or just a little bit less or more, you can definitely see a change in their artwork. Look at Kishimoto's artwork, the creator of Naruto. Naruto looks way more different now than it did in the beginning. And even Dragon Ball, to an extent, changed its artwork over time. So, I advise you to do that. Look at a creator's first work to his work now. Is going to be a huge difference. Also, for another tip, just experiment with things. If there's something that, like, you're practicing, say, and you accidentally draw the face in a way that you really like, you can experiment with that style. Just like, oh, I like this, I want to see if I can do this more often. So you experiment with it. Also, another tip, make sure you can draw your style consistently. Make sure you can draw your style from any angle you want to choose, because if you're trying to be original with a style, but it's very inconsistent, that's another turnoff for a lot of readers if you're very inconsistent with your style. And sadly enough, I see this with a lot of webtoons especially. The covers for the webtoons look gorgeous. The style is just so there. But then you start actually reading the manga or manhwa, a Korean manga, and the style, it's just, it looks so different from its cover. You couldn't really tell it was drawn by the same person. And so, please, if anything else, once you find a style that you particularly like and you think people will enjoy, especially people in your demographic, practice a style. Make sure you can draw your style to where it looks professional or semi-professional. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you liked what I had to say, drop me a like. And please go follow me on my social media. My Instagram, it's gonna be in the description, at Andrew Malik, because I'm a bit more active there than I am on here. And if you're a newcomer, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And hit the notification bell for new uploads, because I'm going to try to upload at least a few times every week. So yeah, this is Andrew Malik, signing out. Peace.